Hello everybody, and today we're going to be just doing another quick look at one of the games that I played. Have a look at my plays, and I'll suggest some improvements that I could have made, or point out any particularly good plays or anything like that. And generally just see how it went. This is a game that I was playing with one of my friends, Zork, as you can see there, and 3 other randoms as well. And I think that was a 3 stack there we were against as well. So as you can see, I'll lower the speed down. There we go. Right, as you can see, I was playing the anti-fun this game.
This guy is trying way too hard to be Sand King.
Because I was quite scared about the carry of the Faceless Void and the Weaver as well. Slightly Broodmother as well. And my team picked quite a few Space Makers for me this game so that they can try and make enough space for me to farm well for the game. I shall Fog Dire, right. Fog Dire, but I'll leave it on free camera for the time being. So as you can see, I'll start off just a basic starting build, Quelling Blade, a bit of regen, and some Ironwood Branches, just to give me a little bit of extra last setting power. We've got Pudge on the mid lane here, going Stout Shield and Quelling Blade. Strange choice for the mid, I would have to say. We have Bounty Hunter here, pretty standard build for the off lane, especially when he's got the Vengeful Spirit. Chainmail start, not that great to be honest. Probably just go for fast mech. We'll have a look on the Dire side. Faceless Void, greedy build. Quelling Blade, Stout Shield, and Tangos. But he does have enough base damage. He's going to be a base damage advantage on me. Next session, going for an early Null Talisman here by the looks of things, with the Circlet and the Mantle of Intelligence and some Tangos. Invoker, double gaunts of Strength, still not skilled. She's going Quas by the looks of things. The Weaver is sitting on, looks like probably a 2 slivers of agility and things like that. Probably going to go into a Permanent Shield, that's the one. Broodmother picking up the Soul Ring recipe to start off with, because you can pick up the rest in the side shop. Okay. I'll mainly be looking at me, but of course no one wants to see an entire game of anti-mage farming. And of course up here is my good friend Zorky with Observer Wards and Sentry Wards. We're expecting to have Broodmother in this lane with us. Didn't end up being that way, but bring the Sentry Wards in so we can keep an eye on her while we're in lane here. Had a bit of a rough start here, as I'm sure you can see. Missing the deny. Lion works pretty well with Anti-Mage because of the mana drain. You can get off a lot more mana damage with your Mana Void, and also the Mana Break as well. As you can see, Lion is just, as we're against 2 melee here, he's throwing as much harass as he can. He's using the Airspike just for a little bit of damage and trying to stop Faceless Void from last hitting. We'll get up the last hits denies, because it's probably the most important thing when you're talking about a farming carry like Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is usually quite risky actually, because he is so weak in the early game. Until you can really get like at least 2 major items, he's usually pretty squishy, like Battle Fury or Mad Style or something like that. As you can see, not lasting very well. We've got 2 and 1 at the moment. I managed to pull it back quite well, though, as a little bit later on, about the 5-minute mark, I start being able to last hit even passably. Okay, they are pushing the lane quite heavily with the Impale, and also Faceless Void managing to do a bit of auto-attacking, so it's going to push the wave back a bit. Managed to miss a range creep there. Range creeps are pretty easy to kill because of the mana break as well. So using that means you're got a much higher chance of last hitting, but I still managed to miss that one, so I'm still only sitting on 5-1. Faceless Void is on 4-0 at the moment. Pudge sitting on 7-3 at the moment. The Quelling Blade coming in quite handy for him there. Okay, taking a little bit of damage there from the Faceless Void, and the next throwing the stun, only managing to hit 1. Zork unfortunately cancelling his mana drain there, so he's not going to be able to drain enough of the Nyx's mana that he won't be able to cast an Impale. The mana drain is going to be quite useful against the Nyx, because if he has no mana, then he's going to be in trouble, and he does have mana troubles. I'm not sure if you know, if you've played Nyx before, there's a lot of going back to base quite often. Okay, taking a wee bit of damage there from the Nyx. I should have been going over, trying to get over here, but the wave was pushed. Get over here and pick up my Permanent Shield. Because once I picked up the poor man's shield, then I'll be a lot more survivable to these right clicks, and I won't have to play quite as scared. I can take these hits without without fear. Pudge here in the mid lane up against the Invoker. He's got 2 points in Exhort, so that means he's got his Cold Snap and the Sunstrike as well. Bottom lane, there is Vengeful Spirit taking a bit of damage, and she's picked up some Sentry Wards and some more Tangles. Try and stay in lane a bit more, and also the Sentry Wards to deal with the Broodmother. Broodmother's quite annoying. Even with Sentry Wards, you're not guaranteed a kill on her because, of course, she can run up on the high ground or down here, inaccessible terrain. So it can sometimes be quite difficult. Zork throwing another Earth Spike there, try and get a bit of damage and harass and try and make them avoid more last hits. Nick's using the Carapace there, bit of a waste of his mana there. He probably should have waited until there was a spell coming out. Maybe he did expect a spell, but as Zork had just cast the Earth Spike, it was a pretty low chance. Slurping off the mana of the Void, and as you can see, it's 0.8 mana regen for him. His int gain is not very good at 1.5. Mine is a little bit better at 1.8. So, much easier for me to get enough. Oh, unfortunately, getting 2 procs off there on the Earth Spike. I'll just fast forward through this pause a little bit. I think this is a reasonably long pause, actually, waiting for them. Oh, there we go. Right, okay, back down to normal speed. Okay, and I'm just into my Quelling Blade. I'm sitting on 1100 gold at the moment. I've still not got my my shield yet, but I think I'm going to go in and purchase that just now. Am I? No, I'm going to stand about in the shop and not get it. There we go. I've got my poor man's shield now, so I'll be taking a lot less damage from any small right clicks that I get from either creeps or from the Nyx or Faceless Void. So it'll work out okay for me. Invoker is harassing Pudge a little bit. Pudge is sitting on level 6 now. He's got his 3 levels of Meat Hook and 1 in Dismember. Lion is coming up here to ward, I think. Yes, I think it was warding he was doing. Throwing the ward up there. It's probably a bit more useful going up there because then Pudge will have high ground vision. But that is a pretty decent ward placement regardless. I'm feeling alright in lane actually. I'm against 2 melee and 2 melee without too many disables. Throwing 1 little hit there, but he's managing to evade it off with the backtrack. Worth throwing those if he can. And there we go, there's 2 first bloods there. The Bounty Hunter go down to the Weaver and the Invoker go down to Pudge. We do manage to get the first blood gold out of it, and that puts Bounty Hunter up to 560. Yeah, you can see the big gold difference is almost double what you get for first blood, so it's quite important to get those. Especially for someone like a Bounty Hunter, that'll allow him to really accelerate into the mid-game. Faceless Void having mana troubles here, as the Lion is using his mana drain pretty effectively here. As you can see, their mana pools are pretty low, so he's not actually going to be able to steal a great deal, but he can still use the range creeps if he needs to. As you can see, I'm sitting 21 and 3, still not great. I could have been doing a lot better at this stage in the game. I should have been focusing more on the last hits and trusting in Zork's ability to keep me safe. Against 2 melee, it shouldn't be too bad, because even with 1 stun from the Nyx, that's only 1.7 seconds, so unless I'm very, very low, then I should have no problem at all escaping with using the blink. Unless, of course, Void gets off a couple of lucky RNGesus bashes, but that is quite unlikely. TD down the bottom, but there's no War Vision down the bottom. Pudge should know this if he was keeping an eye on the top rune, because no one's been up. It didn't spawn there. Lion managing to steal all of Void's mana. He's down to 3 mana, so he's not going to be able to use Time Walk to escape if he needs to. The Nyx Assassin, I was saying to Zork that he should be focusing the Nyx Assassin on the mana drain a little bit more, but the Void worked out fine. So if you drain the Nyx Assassins, then he's got less useful abilities to help the Void farm. Void was doing quite a lot of auto-attacking, and it was pushing the creep wave under our tower. Normally that's bad, but in this case it was quite annoying for me because I was having to sit on quite a lot of gold. As you can see, I'm sitting on 1300, and I'm actually just going to straight up buy my power treads from the shop and get the courier to send them out to me, because I wasn't feeling safe enough to try and make it to the side shop, as the wave was constantly pushed, and I wasn't really up for pushing the wave past, because then I'd never get it back. And I do not like last hitting near towers. But oh well. We've seen the Invoker here. He's coming up for a gank. We managed to see it with the ward there. Lion taking quite a lot of damage there. I'm just going to dance around a little bit. I'm feeling reasonably safe. I've still got my blink, so that shouldn't be a problem. Zork going up into the trees and using his salve, but he's going to take quite a bit of damage here, managing to stun the Invoker. And the next there, I blink in. I know that they are low mana, so I decide to just go and try it. Turning around a little bit, losing vision there. I am going to lose the courier there, unfortunately, when I was getting the power treads take out to me. And I wait for my cooldown and I blink out. So it worked out okay for me. Pretty bad for Zork, but that is what he's there for. He's to absorb hits, if need be, and protect me. Now I'm going to go back space over this one because I am quite weak. I've only got 230 health, so if next uses his Vendetta on me, then I am dead. As you can see, he does have it. He doesn't have a mana for it at the moment, but he does have it if he needs it. Void taking a reasonable amount of damage, still sitting on the Stout Shield with no regen as well. He's only got the Hand of Midas. Very, very greedy build from him, I would have to say. And may pay for it. I can't quite remember. Weaver is down, and Broodmother is down as well. So that was a decent engagement down there in the bottom lane. Let me have a look. Yep, Bench for Swear getting a double kill there. So it's quite nice for her. I realise that Anti-mage is not probably the funnest hero to watch replay of, but I will try my best. I'll probably spend a lot more time after the laning phase finishes. I'll spend a lot more time on the other heroes. I'm just going to turn off this fog as well for just now. Okay, as you can see, I'm sitting on 32 last hits, so that's not a great deal. I think at about 6 minutes I was sitting on 20 odd. So it's not going that well for me at the moment. I could be doing a lot better. If we have a look at the Faceless Void, he's sitting on 34, and he's had a much harder time in lane than I have. I've managed a few more denies, so we've got a wee bit of an experience advantage. He's sitting at level 6. This one, Pudge disconnected from the game, so I think he was away for quite a while actually, so I'm going to speed this up. We'll talk about the gold graphs here. It's about equal experience graphs. It's in favour of us a little bit, not a great deal, not enough to really worry about it. I was just wondering if the Pudge rage quit. I mean, he was in a reasonable position at the moment. He wasn't feeding. He'd only died once, and he seemed to be doing okay. So we didn't think that he was going to be gone for the entire game, and he does end up coming back. So that means that we're able to have a proper game rather than just a one-sided stomp. Managing to get the stun off there in a Faceless Void. I'm blinking in. He's using the mana drain there to stop him from escaping that way. I'm not quite able to get him, and I decide to back off. I'm not going to try and blink under tower, just in case Nyx is floating around that area as well. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to pick up my Ring of Regen. That'll give me Ring of Health, sorry, and that'll give me a lot more sustain in the lane. And also it'll work into my Battle Fury, which I was planning to build because there was a Broodmother over here as well. Getting Battle Fury, I'm sure you'll see me do it a few times later on in the game, but Battle Fury against a Broodmother, especially if you've got something like a Alchemist, then it is excellent, excellent for the farm. And this one we see a gank coming in, Zork putting down the Sentry Ward here so we can see which Nyx is real, and we do manage to see him. We get a stun off on him. I'm going to go whack on him, but unfortunately Faceless Void comes in with the ultimate there, and I'm just going to run away now, like a little girl. Yeah, unfortunately, that Sunstrike managing to pick off Zork there, but I do manage to escape. They decided to focus the support rather than the carry, which is very lucky for me, but not so much for Zork. But again, that is what he's there for. He's sitting on 0-2-0 at the moment. I'm sitting on 1-0. I don't know if that was sarcasm or not, but it worked out for us actually. We managed to see the Nyx and get a stun off on him. If we would have got a kill there if Faceless Void hadn't come in with the well-timed Chronosphere. I'm going to dance around the tower here so I can get a couple of last hits. Turn around and get that one. With the Quelling Blade, I'm hitting quite hard on these creeps now as well, because that's 32 bonus on top of 78. So that's not bad at all. I should be hitting for close to about 100, I would say, which is not bad. Quelling Blade being one of the best friends Anti-mage has, because later on one of his jobs is counter pushing, and if you counter push with that in the Battle Fury, then you can do a lot of damage to them. We decided to try and go on this Faceless Void here. I am going to blink in front of him and do a little bit of blocking to allow the stun. It was well played from Zork, a bit of communication. We were on Skype, so we knew that this was coming, but the Invoker comes in with the Shockwave, is it called? Deafening Blast, that's the one. I'm going to get hit by this one, but don't take quite as much damage because of the Spell Shield. Spell Shield is a fantastic skill, really, really good in helping you to survive from big nukes and stuff like that. All you really need to worry about is right clicks and stuns and things like that. Feeling a little bit... I wasn't really wanting to go in for these last hits that much because I knew the Invoker was there, and Invoker can be a bit scary. He's not doing too well just now. He's sitting on his Hand of Midas, I guess, but so that's not a huge amount of danger coming from in the item department. But he is level 10. I am level 8, and I just managed to disconnect that and survive there. He might have got a kill there if he got 1 or 2 attacks on me, but he didn't manage to. The Cold Snap not working out for him there. Invoker managing to get that there, and Zork he's throwing a stun there to get a little bit of space between him and the Faceless Void when he tries to run away, and then turns around with the Finger of Death and manages to get Faceless Void. He should have been aware that Lion hadn't used it yet, and he was definitely level 6 with the amount of time that he spent in lane. Next Assassin floating around trying to pick him off, but after he went under the tower he knew that it was too late to go for that one. So they're going to shift down here and go on to the Pudge by the looks of things.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening in your bottom.
Yeah, Pudge taking a little bit of damage there from the Shikuchi, but not too much. He's managed to get a point in his Flesh Heap. He's sitting on 1-1-1 at the moment, which is not great for a Pudge this late in the game. He should have been working a little bit harder to create space for the team. But it looks like Bounty Hunter is going to take quite a lot of damage in this Chronosphere here. He should be able to stealth away, and that should disconnect. But that was very, very, very close. The Sunstrike just whiffing there. Just a little bit. And they managed to get him there. And Pudge pulls him out of tower range. I know that wasn't his intended target, but it's still pretty good. I'm sitting up here, 700 gold. It's 47 last hits. Still not doing very good, to be honest. I'm second in last hits, but I should be first. I had a fairly easy time in lane. I was a little bit too scared, though. Broodmother getting a few creeps here, but the track managing to stop her there. And it looks like a Bounty Hunter's going to pick up yet another kill. He's sitting on the Phase Boots and Drum of Endurance, along with the poor man's shield. So he is hitting reasonably hard, and he's running pretty damn fast, so it'll be pretty hard to escape from, especially with the track movement speed bonus. He did a pretty good job this game of getting his tracks off. That's sometimes something that annoys me greatly when there's a Bounty Hunter and he refuses to track because he'll come out of stealth or something like that. The next Assassin going stealth when he's seen the Vengeful Spirit after placing a ward up here. I think we did see that the ward was coming out, but there's not a great deal we could have done about it at the time. Vengeful Spirit juking off to the side there to try and get a little bit of avoidance. Bounty Hunter tracking the Weaver here so that you can keep an eye. I'll have a look again at myself. I'm sitting on 53-13. I was focusing quite a lot on denying because I did want the I didn't want the Void to become too scary. He's gone to the jungle now, so that should decelerate his farm quite a lot. He's not feeling that safe farming against me in the lane. Anti-mage, once he gets a little bit of farm, gets a little bit scary. Faceless Void has picked up a Morgan Mask, so that probably means he's going to go for the Mask of Madness to combine with his Chronosphere. Mask of Madness is not that great, because if you get stunned or nuked while you're in the Chronosphere, then it's a huge amount of damage that you take. Zork spotting out the double damage rune here. I blinked onto the high ground when I was trying to get the double damage rune like an idiot. But I managed to blink back down, and I just go straight back into lane. The Pudge declared that he wanted it because he has a bottle, and that is a sensible thing to do. So he's going to come over here, activate the bottle here, and he picks up the Invoker, which is quite nice. It was a nice wee turnaround there from not getting too much tunnel vision on the Broodmother there. Broodmother coming down to see if she can do anything about this, but there's not going to be much she can do. The Pudge is fairly tanky at this stage in the game. He's picked up his Ring of Health, so it's probably going to go into a Hood, I would say. Hood's pretty good on Pudge, because you take less damage from Rot, because it is magic damage. Unfortunately, managing to miss that hook, it's not great, but Faceless Void does have his Chronosphere, and he is going to use it here. He's going to try and whack down the Pudge, and deciding that Pudge is a little bit too tanky for him. Pudge going to try and dive this, but he doesn't really have the damage to do it. Lion managing to kill Weaver there. Very nice play from him. Using the Finger of Death there as well as the Earth Spike by the looks of things. We are at the stage of the game when I'm just going to basically sit and farm for the rest of the game. I'll keep coming back. I've picked up the Claymore, the most expensive part of that there, and we are just going to go and destroy this Broodmother. I'm going to use my... Oh no. I thought I was going to use my ult there, but I didn't have the mana for it. Using the... I did use the Mana Void to steal a few kills here, but as the hardest carry on the team, I thought that was not going to be a problem. Guys, don't ever complain when carries take kills from you. It's all very nice for you to get kills like as a support or something like that, because you can get your Aghanims quicker and yada yada. But if a carry takes a kill, he's going to make much better use of the money than you are, and it's not like you're going to get no money out of it at all. You're going to get your assist, and you're going to get your experience and things like that. Experience is more important on supports than farm by far. Zark taking a good bit of damage here from the money bugs. And unfortunately, he is going to die to the Invoker Sunstrike. Running a bit straight, he's got quite a few times with the Sunstrike just by running straight. And he said he kept forgetting about them. Faceless Void just picking up his power tread just now. We'll have a look at the GPM at the moment, or net worth rather. Net worth, the Bounty Hunter's sitting pretty damn high at the moment because he's got quite a lot of kills, and especially with the track gold on top of that as well. He's doing pretty well. He's picked up his Mithril Hammer, so that'll be a Desolator. The Faceless Void is a bit ahead of me, but that's to be expected with the Hand of Midas. So I'm not too offended by this. The Invoker is sitting a little bit ahead of me as well. Again, Hand of Midas, so it's not really surprising. And Bounty Hunter managed to pick off Weaver there, and he gets further up in the GPM there. We'll have a look again at the last hits denies. I'm just farming jungle creeps at the moment, trying to get the rest of my Battle Fury. Yeah, and once I get the Battle Fury, that means that I can just push lanes really, really quickly, and that shouldn't be a problem at all. Yep. Right. Over here, I decide to turn around and try and get this Invoker here. I'm going to blink over. I missed the blink. I was trying to block him here to give Lion time to Earth Spike, but unfortunately I misclicked and I went the wrong way. It's unfortunate. Try to use the same tactic that nearly got us the Void kill earlier on. Pudge managing to destroy a tower as well. So it's quite good for us. Okay, I'm actually just going to sit on player perspective for a little while. I'm going to sit on Anti-mage. There we go. Right, so you can see a little bit of my decision making actively. As you can see, I have my camera speed set a little bit high, so it might be a little bit jarring for you. But wasn't really a great deal I could have done here, so I decided to just get out. The Invoker pick up another Sunstrike kill. Not ideal. Kill the money bugs so it can't see exactly where I am, and I'm just going to go back into the jungle, I believe. Or I'm going to go and deal with this Broodmother. Broodmother, it's important to react to her when she goes and attacks towers, because that is basically what she does these days. She just hangs around towers, and she'll sit in areas like that, and she'll wait until you think that she's gone, and then she'll come back in and destroy the creep wave and get more damage on the tower. Okay, actually, it's not that exciting on player perspective. Yep, as you can see, she's just waiting there, and she'll follow the creep wave up through her webs. She's got a chain of webs there, and she'll kill with her spawn spiderlings, and then she'll have creeps to go with, using a soul ring there as well. Looks like Bounty Hunter is coming in for this one as well. He's just going to track her and then hopefully get a kill off. I'm not sure if I react to this one or not. I think I do. I'm not sure. I've got enough for my Void Stone. Yep, my Void Stone is coming just now as well. The Bounty Hunter still hanging about, not feeling quite secure enough to go after the Broodmother here. Throwing the Shuriken there to get a little bit of stun, try and stop her from getting in the trees, but she does, so he backs off, not focusing too much on that, deciding to go in for the last hits. So I've got my Battle Fury now, and that means I can farm a lot quicker. So that'll accelerate my goal quite considerably. Sitting on 114 against the 88. We'll have a look at the net worths here as well. The Void is still sitting ahead of me because of that Midas as well. I've not gone for many kills, I've just been focusing on the farm. My team, the Bounty Hunter as well, has said that we really need me to focus on the farm, so I was quite happy to do that. Sit and play single player Doa, and get a few kills. And I throw the ult there when I got out of range of the Bounty Hunter and took that one as well. I was quite happy with that. Managed to kill the Broodmother, and Broodmothers are very annoying to deal with. We do not see the Invoker, no track on him, on no vision as well. But we do decide to go on this Weaver. See if we can get a little bit of damage off on him. Really fast Frog here, fast invisible Frog. Always good. The next was hanging about here, looking to engage or help if there's something happening, but he decided not to. As soon as basically we got the jump there, it was going to be no problem to get the kill. Using the swap there so he can get a little bit of extra damage in. Zork diving a little bit. He's got the bugs on him, so he's going to take a little bit more damage because that is minus armor as well. He's minus 10 at the moment, which is not good. We decided to just take this tower, and we're feeling confident enough that they couldn't come and defend it. So we can manage to get that. I don't get the last hit, but I do manage to get my Blade of Alacrity and Band of Elven Skin, which I always thought was a bit of a horrible name for something. Using the dagger on the lion there as well, not wanting to deal with those stuns. I just about to have my ult, and I will use it. There we go. I did check his mana there. It's important to do that before casting your ult as Anti-mage, because if you cast that on someone with full or close to full health, mana rather, it's going to be a little difficult. Stole the mana for the Carapace, so that was unfortunate for him. Didn't manage to have anything to defend himself with. If I had got hit by that, I would have been in a pretty bad spot. The Carapace is pretty horrible against nukes, if you can time it correctly. So I'd take a little bit of this tower damage, but I'll try and drop the aggro here. So I'm not going to... There we go. Unfortunately, I was trying to drop the aggro by force attacking the creeps there, but I was doing it at the completely wrong time, so I was keeping the aggro, unfortunately. Managed to get my Yasha. I'm going to be sending that out to myself once the courier sends out the Desolator recipe to the Bounty Hunter. Back in the jungle again, more farm. Very important as Anti-mage. If there's nothing happening on the map, no team fights or anything like that, and even then sometimes you should be farming. Spend all of your time farming. And as you can see, since I've got the Battle Fury, I've gone up quite considerably in the net worth. I'm also on 5-0 as well, so I've got a few more kills, and the Void is sitting quite far down there. He's even behind the Pudge, and only just in front of the Vengeful Spirit. Lion, not got a great deal of net worth, because he's obviously been buying support items, dusts, wards, sentries, that sort of thing. He was the only... I'm not going to say the only support, actually, because we did have the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit was playing more of an aggressive role than Lion was, so our money was going elsewhere, into things like the mech. Punched in a wee bit of jungling here, with the Quelling Blade and Hood of Defiance. He's also got himself a Vanguard as well. I didn't actually notice this when I was playing. I don't think I've seen a Pudge with Vanguard on before. He seemed to be going for a pretty strange build. It's more what you'd play with an aggressive bristleback against magic, I would say, for that. Pudge taking a little bit of damage from the Shikuchi, so they will know that he's here, and here comes a hook. Nope, don't even need the hook. The Bounty Hunter managing to absolutely destroy them. I'm still farming while this team fight's going on, bear that in mind. And the Bounty Hunter goes down, feeding only 326, he's obviously died recently. The Pudge feeding 585 to the Invoker. He faces the Void not getting any of the kill money there, but he's getting a little bit otherwise. He's picked himself up Blades of Attack, so that's... Blades of Attack. Good job. Chrysalis, probably, I would guess. Going for the crit stick, and then probably into Daedalus. He's sitting fairly fast now. The Mask of Madness giving him that bit of extra damage. He needs to clear these creep waves a lot faster. Again, I'm just sitting in the jungle. The waves are pretty far pushed at this point. I don't really want to cross the river to go and farm. Not exactly sure what he's saying there. Carapace works on rot. Good for it. I'm getting my... Yep, I just straight up bought the Manta Style. I didn't send it out to me. I didn't feel like I really needed it that badly. I was farming pretty quickly anyway, so I decided to not waste the courier time and just to pick it up that way instead. And I'm farming pretty quick now. So, as you can see, 149 last hits, 14 denies. seem to be the only one that's really actually tried denying in lane. Obviously later in the game the deny is less important because they can get their experience from elsewhere. But they are important in lane, guys. You really, really, really need to do them. And it looks like Broodmother is going to run away with her life. She manages to escape with 70 HP. Bounty Hunter will still be able to see her because he's got the track on her, but that will run out soon enough. Bounty Hunter working his way through the trees, trying to get in range for the Shark and Toss, but not quite getting there. It's just that slight little bit of difference between the ranges. Trying to look in for another opportunity to try and get in. If Bruno comes anywhere close, then she will just get straight picked off. The Bounty Hunter hits quite hard with the Janata and the Shadow Walk bonus damage as well, because it's bonus to 120, and that is a 225% crit. Bounty Hunter deciding to go on Invoker instead, spotting him out there, and it shouldn't be any problem at all. Throwing all the spells there, but still not going to be enough to take out that Bounty Hunter. And he managed to get the kill, not using the Shark and Toss, because that is wasted mana. If you can kill it another way, then you might as well. Next Assassin coming in with the Vendetta, but not going to be able to catch out the Bounty Hunter. Is quite lucky in that sense. I don't know if he knew exactly what was happening there. Again, still farming, still farming. Just doing this game because I wanted to explain a little bit of the theory behind Anti-mage, because quite a lot of people just don't really understand him, to be honest. It's a difficult thing. A lot of people enjoy high-action games where it's a lot of kills, a lot of fighting and stuff like that. You don't get that with an Anti-mage. Your Anti-mage, your job is to secure the late game, and you secure that by getting as much farm as possible. Trap myself in the trees again, then I get my Javelin brought out to me. That's for Skull Basher, because I'll be hitting pretty fast once I've got that as well, because the Manta style and things like that and the agility. So that means that there's a better chance of the bash going off. So quite good. Using the Manta style here, don't know why exactly. I think I maybe did it by accident. Pudge committing suicide there. And the Face Void just managing to live here. Not very much left here. Obviously use the Chronosphere there on the Pudge, but the Pudge managed to escape before it was done because he is reasonably tanky. Because he's got the Vanguard, the Reaver, and the bit of Defiance, he was playing a real tank role for this one, which is good because everyone else is really quite squishy, myself included. Looks like Lion is going to try and get a kill here. He's going to finger him, touch him in the pants. There we go. And next Assassin coming in and picking up the kill on the Vengeful Spirit. Once the next Assassin starts on one of the squishier supports, then there's pretty much nothing he can do. There's a chance that Anti-mage might survive because, of course, he's got his Spell Shield. It's quite important to see if you are working with a guide or something like that with Anti-mage. It's all very well, just follow it, blah, 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 blah. But you can sometimes forego a point in Blink or Mana Break to get a point in Spell Shield. If you're against, say, like a Lena Sven lane or something like that, something quite stun or magic heavy, then if you get a point in your Spell Shield, you've got a much better chance of escaping using that. It is quite an aggressive lane, so... and I'm blinking in here again, and bang, there we go. He didn't have enough mana because it had been drained by both myself and Lion to get off the Carapace. Really not a good thing for Nyx. There's not many targets really apart from the Lion, of course, that Nyx will work quite well against because obviously the... there we go. I couldn't quite click that. Mana Burn works better on Intelligence. And you do want quite a lot of intelligence on a Lion, obviously. Of course, he's not got much at the moment because he is, again, playing quite a support role. He's only got 9 last hits. He probably should be picking up a couple of extra last hits, to be honest. He's got a few kills. He's got 3 kills, 5 assists. This is him testing to see if he can get a little mana drain off the Centaur, but he's not able to. So I try and bring him over to another camp here. Try and steal off of like the Satyrs or something like that. Automatically auto attack there, but then decide to stop and try and keep the aggro, but the aggro does shift on a Lion there as well. I wasn't actually aware of this. It was a little bit of a test for us to see if it was possible, and it is indeed. Maybe something to keep in mind. Pudge is probably going to get caught. Oh no. Pudge throwing a wee hook there to try and see if he can get the Weaver or the Invoker. The next Assassin is floating around, seeing if he can get an initiation, but he's not quite confident enough to go on it until he got a bit further. further forward. Deciding to turn around there actually, and that probably means that Vengeful Spirit's going to saved. I pick up a kill on Faceless Void. I'm actually going to go back a couple of seconds so we can pick that one up. Faceless Void, yeah, Faceless Void coming up here, farming away quite happily. This is why I said you shouldn't go across the river. It's bugged there. He was, of course, invisible. Using the Mask of Madness and the Chronoblade, but Lion comes in with a really good stun there from the side. I was a little bit wary that he would get caught in range for it, but he does manage to stun him and save the Bounty Hunter. I pick up the kill again with the Mana Void as well. I'm not ashamed of it stealing as many kills as I have, because it allows me to snowball pretty hard in the late game. Bounty Hunter doesn't really need to be sitting on 936 at the moment, so he's doing pretty well for himself. Teleporting back over here so I can pick up the spiders. That's what I was saying earlier on with the Battle Fury and the spiders. It can become quite terrifying, the amount of damage you can put out and the amount of farm you can get. But 13 per spider, I think. And 13 is a reasonable amount when you're getting up there. Of course, my last hits here will be a little bit inflated because there's a couple of spiders in there. There's not been too much. Pudge managing to pick up the next assassin here as well. I'm deciding to use my Manta Style and my Basher and things like that. I'm feeling confident enough to actually start playing the game properly now, and not just spending the entire time farming. Another mistake that you can make with Anti-mage is to farm too long, and the rest of the team is effectively fighting 4v5. So you need to be careful of that you don't just sit and farm for the whole thing and not pay attention to anything that's happening on the map, and then you will lose, because if you're down to racks, then it's a huge deficit regardless of what hero you are, how much farm you've got. This boy may go down here. Will Lion get off? No. Lion was killed there as well. And looks like Bounty Hunter may go down. Well, has he got his... No, he doesn't have a Shadow Walk at the moment. But he is going to manage to escape. He is pretty fast here with the Phase Boots and the Drum of Endurance as well. Evoker denying the tower there, so that should set us back a little bit in gold, but not too much. It's still gold. Bounty Hunter hanging about here still. And he may pay for this actually as well. A little bit, yep, and Invoker managed to pick him off. Invoker's playing pretty well this game actually. He was getting a bit crapped on, to be honest, but he was still making the best of it. He was making some pretty good plays. And I come in and try and pick up a kill there, but it doesn't quite happen. But we still managed to split the gold among us. Pudge trying to throw a hook there to see if he can get it. There's a Quelling Blade on the ground there. I'm not sure exactly who that is. It might be the Pudges actually. I doubt it. And using the Manta illusions to nuke down this tower as quickly as possible is one of the main advantages of the Manta style on Anti-mage, is you can take these towers really, really quickly. So I'm seeing 3.8k gold, and we'll have a look at the net worths, and I'm really rocketing ahead now because of course of the Battle Fury. Battle Fury, if you, especially in Anti-mage, I've seen some people go Midas with them. I've tried it a few times, and I've not liked it that much because the Battle Fury means you can just go and farm lanes, flash farm down to say here, and then get back out of the lane and go somewhere else. The blink makes it very easy to move about the map, obviously. Just doing a quick stack on this here, well, half stack rather. Killed most of it beforehand. Picked up the Reaver. This was with the intent of going for a heart, I believe it was. Yeah, heart. I got pinged over here because there was a huge wave of spiderlings. So I'm just going to whack down this. Of course, I can't see the spiderlings at the moment, but of course, cleave its invisible units. Another good thing you can use against Broodmother is if you've got someone that can sensibly carry a Radiance is pretty damn good because obviously it will kill these spiders pretty quickly. They've only got 450 health, so they'll go down reasonably quick. And I'm backing off. I do still know that the Broodmother is here, but I'm not sure exactly where she is. I'll actually be quite interested to see exactly where she goes because she does pop up further down the map very soon. And she's actually, it's just a chain of webs she was using. I think I see her here, but I decide not quite to go on it. I was waiting for the Bounty Hunter to get a track off first. We actually thought she was in the trees here, and that's why I go in and try and cut down and see if I can just see her a little bit. But no, don't even know why, because she would still be invisible if she was in the trees. Catcher out here, but Bounty Hunter is not here to get the track off. It's unfortunate. Lion killing Void again. He's really making his life difficult. Single 467, which is pretty good for support as well. Clearing the creep wave first, so that the well, I would say so that you can get the tower damage down. I'm not too scared here of the Invoker here. Using the swap here, and there we go. It was a bash and a kill. Vengeful Spirit still managing to get the kill there. I think I was quite lucky there, actually, not hitting the Nyx Assassin. It would have taken quite a lot. Vengeful Spirit's in a bit of a bad spot, but Weaver's not got a great deal. He's got his Lincolns and his Power Treads. Doesn't afford a great deal of damage. It's only 15% 15 all attributes and 10 damage. So that's basically 25 damage that he's going to be getting out of that, which is not a great deal. And it's a very, very, very expensive item. It is 5,000 gold. I wouldn't bother with it if you, well, maybe, I don't know. Personally, I would probably skip it in favor of something a little cheaper if I was having a bit of a bad game. And Weaver he's sitting on 7,000. He's sitting third in his team. Invoker's still playing pretty well. He's managed to keep his farm up reasonably with the Hand of Midas and things like that. Going quite supporty. He's picked up the Aghanim Scepter along with the Yules. He's been using the Yules quite well. He's using it quite offensively, as well as defensively as well. So it's quite good. And Assassin picking off the Bounty Hunter. So, yeah. I was always quite surprised. I was having a look at the Bounty Hunter, and he was getting quite a lot of kills, but unfortunately he was not... Well, more fortunately, I guess. He didn't seem to be feeding a huge amount of gold. As you can see, because I was playing the uber farmy role, I didn't really want to get too involved in fights that I wasn't sure we could win. So, as you can see, I'm sitting on 0 death because I played very, very carefully. Because I was... At this stage in the game, we were probably going to win it anyway. The Bounty Hunter pretty much won it for us with the amount of ganks that he got off. And Lion making Faceless Void's day hell. Faceless Void, he's usually pretty squishy. He's sitting on 1,200 health at the moment. And of course with the Mask of Madness, if Lion can catch him with the Mask of Madness, then it does a whole lot of damage. 850 damage, that can almost kill him, really, straight up. Gonna see if I can catch the Invoker here, and I can. Anti-mage using the Yule Scepter, but it's not going to be enough. I see the Faceless Void over here, so I decided to blink in. I was hoping for dear life here for a bash, but I did not manage to get one, unfortunately. Basher RNGesus was not looking after me there. Lion hanging about here. He is stacking Ancients for me here, I think. At this stage of the game, I don't actually need more farm, but I'm going to farm more. I think the Pudge actually got annoyed at this. At one point. But forget it. I get straight in for the Carapace. I wasn't actually planning, I didn't think there was anyone there. But I decided to just go anyway. Get chains done there, but still I can absolutely destroy the Faceless Void there. The Weaver, he used his time lapse there to get rid of the track as well. So it was pretty nice for him. Again, while there's not a great deal happening, or I don't think we can be too aggressive, I am going and farming. I don't really want to be caught stunned under the tower because alright actually. I was about to say I'm a little bit squishy, but I'm not really. I wanted to pick up my BKB just to be sure. I absolutely guarantee that I would be able to do this. And I'm blinking back in, and again, the cleave. He microed his spiderlings away there, okay, so that wasn't too bad. And I see the spiderlings here actually, so I decide to go for them. Or do I? I decide to clear the creep wave first. And skaploosh. Slap. And I get a whole lot. They were shouting for me to come over and get this Aegis here, but I was like, no, I don't really want it, and I don't really need it. I'm sitting on full items here. I've got my BKB, I've got my heart, so that deals with my survivability issues. I've got the Manta Style again, that gives me a bit of survivability. I've got Skull Basher, more strength, and you've got Bash Chance as well, and Battle Fury is my regen. So that's pretty good for me. I'm pretty much as good as you can get as farm as you can get. I don't really know what happened there. I didn't even know that was possible. Faceless Void coming in, trying to go for a kill here. He's not got a Pudge managing to get that kill actually, but the Finger of Death going off. I do quite like, I think rather than getting the Mask of Madness, I think you're probably better getting a Helm of Dominator. If you're planning a really hard carry with Faceless Void, Helm of Dominator with a Battle Fury, because if Battle Fury you can get like a 3 or 4 man Chronosphere, then it'll obviously cleave to the rest of them. And the Helm of Dominator, of course, builds into the much better item of the Satanic. Satanic is just flat out better, especially for man fights, if you're man fighting against another carry. And at this point in the game, it's really pretty much over. There's very little they can do. They can't kill me. I've got my BKB if need be. I don't actually even think I use it, but I've got it just in case. And the next picking off Lion, he was not happy about that, to be honest. He was sick of the Dagon kills. And he is sitting on Dagon 3 as well. You don't really need much else on Nyx Assassin, to be honest. I see like Ethereal Blade, that's one more thing to deal with, and you can usually kill most supports and things like that with it without using the Ethereal Blade. It's nice if you can use it, but personally I cannot. I decided to try and fight the backdoor protection here as well. And I'm quite capable of doing that. I've got more than enough damage at the moment. So it's no problem. Pudge managing to pick up the Invoker here with a Dismember, but not managing to kill him. It's fine at this point in the game. It's just really try and make sure that we get it. I'm not proud of this. I will say I sat around. Yeah, I was looking for Boots of Travel here, just in case. I was going to go and deal with the Broodmother that was up here trying to push the lane. I did not want to go through all that farming, all that effort to get really good in the game, and then waste it by Broodmother backdooring us. It was pretty unlikely, but I wanted to be able to deal with it if need be. And so, just to stop that completely, I decided to just go straight for the throne. And I called good game, because there was no possible way they can do it. And trying to finish the game before that Chronosphere gets a kill. Ooh, will I do it? No, I won't. I'm deciding to farm a lane instead. And this is the biggest mistake I made in the game. I died here, and that broke my 13 kill streak there, feeding 1400 gold to the Nyx Assassin. But yeah, as you can see, that is a reasonable way to play Anti-mage, just farm like hell. Using any available time to just go into the jungle, go into lanes, and just wipe the lane, basically. You can see how the GPM and things got. As you can see, I had a pretty rough start, but I managed to bring it back, bring it up to 732 GPM and 737 experience as well. A lot of that was kills, really, and also just using my time efficiently to farm as best I could. Well, that is all from me. I hope that was mildly educational, or at least entertaining, laughing at me making mistakes. But thank you. My name is Zeazin, and subscribe if you like my stuff. Thank you, and see you next time.